Welcome back to the Crochet Crowd, as well as my friends over at yarnspirations.com. I'm your host Mikey. Today we're going to work on the Wave Hello crochet blanket. This is featuring the brand new yarn called Karen Chunky Cakes. This is a really unique look, and I'm going to show you how that's achieved because it's kind of really special, because it's not just one yarn ball you're seeing, you're actually seeing two. To get this look in an Afghan, this is called Marled yarn, and what you're going to notice is that you can almost see that there's two different colors of yarn playing into a factor at one time. So instead of just having a nice thin Afghan, you can really chunk it up by using marled yarn. So you're gonna grab not only just one strand from one ball, but you're gonna grab a second strand from another yarn ball, just like you see here. So what happens is that when you start working with this, you can see that it kind of just mixes the colors up. So what's gonna happen is that as the balls transition with each other, they change color at a different spot. So you can see that colors will be randomly going in and out, but when it starts to really work out, you'll notice that the yarn will really kind of make an amazing effect. It's called marled yarn. So what we're gonna do today is that this is only a repeat of one row. We just have to get you started, and then I'll show you how to do the first row, and then the rest is up to you. This Afghan size is 55 inches by 60 inches. It's gonna need 4 balls of Blue Moon and 4 balls of rice pudding, again in the Karen Chunky Cakes. So without further ado, let's get started on your chain. You're gonna need a size Q, a 15mm crochet hook, in order to play today. It's a big one because this is a nice chunky Afghan. So let's get started. So let's get started today using 2 different strands from 2 different yarn balls, and get them so that they're at a different color spot. It'll be a lot nicer in order to do. They can actually get to the same color at certain points, and that actually does provide a really nice look. If you'd like to change the size of this particular blanket, it's chain 82, but if you chain in sets of 13 plus 3, then you can change the size of this Afghan and it will work out. So just chain 13, 13, 13, 13 till you're satisfied, and then chain an additional 4 and it will stay in balance. And I'm just gonna do a small sample with you. So you're gonna treat these like it's one strand and just create that slip knot and insert your hook into the knot. So let's begin today. You can chain 82 if you would like to match, but I'm gonna just do a small sample, so I'm gonna chain in sets of 13. So I'm gonna go 1 and 2 and 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13. So there is one chevron. So that's one. I'm gonna do one more of those. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13. Once you're satisfied with the length of it, then just add an additional 4 and that'll stay in balance. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. So that was multiples of 13 plus 4, and you end up with a really nice thick chain that you're gonna be playing in. So you can either chain 82 or sets of 13 plus 4. So let's move along and let's start working on this together. So we're now ready to get started, and regardless if you did chain 82 or in sets of multiples of 13 plus 4, you're good to go. So you need to go 4 chain from the hook, so you're just gonna count back. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. Get the back hump of the stitch. Okay, so back hump of the chain, and you're gonna double crochet into that same one. So just going in, pull it through, and just take your time as you get yourself started. Okay, and then pull through just like this. So these two really are counting into the same stitch, this one and the next. So what we're going to do now is that the next 5 chains in a row are each going to be 1 double crochet each. So just go into the next chain, back hump only, and just double crochet. So let's count these out. So we're gonna go 1, and then we're gonna do another one. So this is 2, and then we're gonna do another one, which is gonna be 3, and then we're gonna do the next one, which will be 4, and then finally the next one is 5. So we're technically at the bottom of a hill of doing the wave. Okay, you don't see it yet, but it will happen in just a moment. So you're gonna skip then 2 chains. So come down and skip 1 and 2 and go to the 3rd chain over. So 1 and 2, 3rd chain over, and I want you to double crochet into that one. So that by skipping that, you just created the bottom of a chevron, and you'll see that materialize in just a moment. And now you're going to then double crochet the next 4. So there's always gonna be 5 double crochets going up or down a hill. And if you can remember that, you're laughing. So this is the second one going up the hill. So let's do 3 more again in the back hump of the chain. This is 3 going in 4 and going in the 5th. So once you have that done, you can kind of see that it's doing this. So now the next one is going to be 3 double crochets into the same one, and this is going to be the very top of a peak of your wave. So we're going to go 1. I have to get used to using 2 yarns at one time. And again, this everything just is a matter of adjusting. I've been using smaller crochet hooks for tutorial work lately, so going to a bigger one is a bit of adjustment, but it doesn't take long to get your hands used to it. Okay, so we're gonna go there, and we have 3 double crochets into the same one. So we're gonna go down the hill. So down the hill and up the hill is always going to be 5 double crochets in a row. So let's go down the hill. So 1, and coming to the next one, this is 2, next one is 3, it's gonna be 4, and finally this is 5. So you've now just gone down the hill. So at the bottom of the hill, as you're doing this, as you're getting things started, you can kind of see how things are going up and down. You're gonna skip 2. So skip 2 chains and double crochet into the 3rd one, and that creates that space and allow you to go up the hill. So this is gonna be this one plus 4 more, which gives you your total of 5. So you're just gonna continue along in the same manner, just going all the way across. Your chain will obviously be bigger than mine, and you're just going to do that all the way to the end, and if your counts were right, then you will end up in the right stitch at the end. And if not, you can always fake it, right? Fake it or make it. That's what crafting is all about. So I'm just counting how many stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and this is the 5th one going up, and I have 1 more stitch left, 1 more chain left. So that means that I am completely right at my counts. So the very last chain of your row will have 2 double crochets into the same one. So that chaining that you skipped over in the very beginning plus that double crochet gave you a count of 2 double crochets in the end of it, at the end of a row. So you have to complete that on this side too. So this is what this looks like at this particular point. So you can see it's going down and then up and etc. Yours will be a lot longer, but now we just have row number 2, and row number 2 is the only row you need to know because it's all going to be the same from here on in. So let's begin row number 2. We're going to turn our work, and we're just going to follow what we know, and it's always going to be the same going forward. So how you start and how you end is always going to be the same for every row now. That's how easy this pattern is. So we're going to start off by chaining 3, which counts as a double crochet, and in the same stitch right directly below you are going to put in another double crochet. So you always have 2 double crochets that are sitting on the end stitch. You'll have that on the other side when you get there as well. You can see that the yarn is starting to change color on the one. So the next 5 in a row will each be 1 double crochet. So we're going down the hill, so just 1 double crochet in each. Now that I've gotten past the chain, it's easier for me to hold this, so I can speed up a little bit. The designer said that it takes about 10 hours to be able to make a full Afghan. I almost think that's a little too long. This feels like I could get it done in no time at all, and I feel like I probably could pound it off in probably half the time, but you know what, I'm a little ambitious. So 5 going down, so I've got 4 in a row, and this is what we're gonna do here. So once we get here, you'll notice that there is a stitch here and here. You're gonna skip over those. Those are the 2 you're gonna skip, and then you immediately jump to the 3rd one and go up 5. So just skip over those 2 at the bottom and go to the 3rd one over and double crochet the next 5. So we got 1. And once you get started with this, you really don't need to count. Once you understand what this pattern is supposed to look like, you can probably just do it without really having to think too much about it as well. That's why I think it doesn't really take that much time. But you know, who mind I say. Okay, so we're going to continue doing this, and I'm looking and see this is the group of the 3 that are in the top of the hill. So if I count it up, it's 1 2 3 4 5, and the 6th one should be the middle one of the group of 3. Okay, so once you get into that one, you're gonna put in 3 double crochets. So you're gonna do that every time you're at the top of the hill. Put in 3 double crochets. That allows it to turn slightly so you can go down the hill the other side. So to continue then, to go down the hill, it's like going up the hill. The next 5 in a row will be 1 double crochet. So 1 2 3 this is 4, and the last one's gonna be 5. Okay, skipping. Okay, so you can see these are the 2 base. So you counted 5, those are the 2 base. You're gonna skip over them and go to the 3rd, and you're just gonna continue to go up and down all the way to the other side. And mine one, I'm gonna be running it to the edge now. So we're just going to just go up 5. So 1. Make sure you grab both strands at the same time. Makes it a little easier, right? So the tension from the ball is really mattered, so I pull from the center of the balls in order to keep the tension going good without any of the strands trying to fight me to get into this project. So you can see I'm not counting at all because I'm kinda not. I'm looking for the visual aid, but there was 5 going up, and there's 2 stitches left, so this second last stitch must be the 5th one, and let me just verify that. So I'm coming back. So 1 2 3 4 and 5, and then finally the 6th one here in the turning chain is gonna be 2 double crochets. So I got 1 and 2. So every row now going forward until the very end is gonna be the same with what you just did. So let's turn our project and lay this down. See how big that is already? Like compare that to the size of my hand. So you're gonna chain up 3, double crochet into the same one, 5 going down, you're gonna skip over the middle, going 5 up, and on the very middle one of the group of 3 will be the 6th one, and there'll be 3 double crochets there, and then 5 coming down, and you'll skip the 2 bottoms again, and then you'll come up and keep doing that all the way to the other side, and when you get to the edge on the other side you'll have 5 coming up, and then in the turning chain you'll put in 2 double crochets in order to continue that to work. So you'll notice that the yarn is starting to change colors on its own now. This is called Marled yarn effect, and it's really neat, and this is the Wave Hello crochet blanket. Good luck with this. This takes a little bit of getting used to. For myself, I crochet way ahead of in front of myself in order to do these tutorial formats, so crocheting that far away from myself is a bit harder, so I would have actually pulled this closer to my body in order to get myself to be a little more comfortable to do it. So if it looks like I was struggling, I was kind of a bit because I'm further out from my body than I prefer to be when I crochet. So until next time, have a great day. We'll see you again real soon, and it's Mikey on behalf of Yarn Inspirations as well as the crochetcrowd.com. Bye bye.